Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Cozy Club, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on what time of the day you are watching. My gosh, did we just get ourselves a monster update? No pun intended, but the pun is intended. Monsters, Inc. is getting its day in DSA in several ways. Now, first of all, the 20th anniversary of Monsters, Inc. was just a couple weeks back, and I thought to myself, with that passing and no sign of Mike Wazowski, I thought he was never going to come to the game. And lo and behold, we got ourselves a mega Monsters, Inc. update. We're going to be having Mike Wazowski come into the game. Big time reworks to both Sully and Randall. On top of that, probably the most exciting news, we've got new farmable characters that are elite characters at that, and a whole lot more. So, on today's quick filmed episode, I saw the update notes, wanted to bring it to you guys as fast as possible. Let's review the update notes and then take a look at the new and improved Sully and Randall. And let me tell you, they got a little bit of raid love as well, and so that's going to really amp it up, right? Like, characters nowadays that get refreshes, it's nice and all, but if they're not going to help us in the Siege on Olympus, the premier mode right now in DSA, is it a big, wise use of your resources? Not really. However, there's a lot of changes and a lot of big buffs to Sully and Randall that are going to help both in the Rock Titan and the Tornado Titan. So, let's go ahead and check out the patch notes. Meathead Militia posted as of just about less than an hour ago. We've got ourselves Club Conquest update. We talked about this on Coffee with Cozy, but 1v1 is here and it's coming. It's going to be twice a week now with the new schedule, which is kind of crazy to think about that. I want to see how the new mode is, how long it takes, and kind of the new structure. That's going to come with new rewards like Peter Pan, Wendy, and Shmee, which is going to be awesome. And of course, the 1v1 experience. So we don't really know much about that. We'll make a whole separate video once that is live and launched. We've got the schedule for the next upcoming week, which the Scare Floor event will be coming, and the announcement of Mike Wazowski. He's going to be unlockable at 80 tokens. Now, let's go ahead before we jump into the rekits and talk about Monsters, Inc. First of all, Monsters, Inc. is one of my favorite Pixar movies, and in the game, they're not represented great. Let's just be honest about it, right? Randall, not a great character that much after he got, kind of nerfed a long time ago, near like the release of the game. Sully, he's one of the first characters you get, and he's just not worth much. But we're going to go ahead and show you guys why they went from 0 to hero, just like Frozone and some of the other ones. Not as dramatic as an increase, but I'm curious because I think they've got a lot of potential, Cozy Club. Now, here's the biggest news of the day before we jump into everything. Exchange and campaign updates. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hop on over to the full screen, but I got to just tell you guys, big time changes here. They've added Chip, they added Miguel, and we're starting to see them refresh and update the exchange stores more and more with a big time addition. Come with me to the main screen and I'll show you what we got. Alrighty, my friends, we have ourselves Davy Jones, able to be farmable now in the tournament exchange. In addition to this, guys, we also have Namarri. Now, we'll get to Davy. Davy, previously unlockable through Club Conquest. Kind of a luxury tune for a long time now. Can hit big time damage. He's pretty solid in every game mode. Definitely a good character to farm. And works well with Ursula villains if you have them. And good raid damage all around. Now, the more exciting news out of all this has got to be that Namarri is available in the tournament exchange once this update goes live. This is a monster addition to the tournament exchange. It helps you get Maleficent a heck of a lot easier. A premier tune, if not the best farmable tune at this moment. One of the best PvP characters with her passive. You guys can go check out the video we made on Namarri. Guys, big additions to that. And then on top of that, you see these little level up potions here. You probably have a billion, maybe a million, maybe a jillion of these. However, if you start to run out, which if you're coming towards the end game, or if you're a whale or a kraken, you might be low on these level potions. Well, starting when the update goes live, you can also get these in the tournament exchange. Not going to affect a lot of people, but definitely a nice kind of a quality of life fix there. Love to see it. Love to see free to play get more farmables. Love to see how fast this is starting to come out a little bit more. First with Miguel, now Namarri, who wasn't even released, I think back in March, maybe March or April, but I'm happy. I could not be more happy. So these two coming to the tournament exchange, let's talk about Monsters Inc. Now, at the moment, we don't know what Mike Wazowski is. I have a feeling he's going to be more of a support character, and he could in turn really boost up Sully and Randall, the other Monster Inc. characters. But let's go ahead and take a look at both of the characters, starting with Sully, and then we'll take a look at Randall and what is going to change on these characters. Now, first and foremost, Cozy Club, this is some big news. Now, first of all, we have ourselves the overall rework to Sully. Let's kind of get through it and talk about it here. First of all, they are making them a little bit more raid-centric. If you guys go and look at the raid, it says recommended characters. Sully's on that list, and back then it kind of looked like they had him on the list for maybe his fear and some of his taunting, but he didn't really provide enough. I took him up, tried him out. He wasn't doing anything crazy. Let's see what they've added to his kit less than an hour ago. First of all, let's go to his powerhouse punch, his basic attack here. This thing is going to get a pretty good update here. First of all, they're going to remove hero assist chance, no big deal. Add bonus damage per hero and Monster Inc. characters. So it's probably going to do a good chunk of damage for a basic attack. And then added bonus offense in the raids, right? So it looks like both Randall and Sully are getting kind of like a raid kit built into them. One of which I think is going to be awesome, and that's going to be for Sully here. Now, Sully, I imagine, going to be great for the Rock and Lava Titan. Somewhere you need taunts and a lot of buffs, Sully's going to provide both of those. And he's going to be a consistent source of fear and shield stacking. So love that for the basic. Top Scarer is going to be his main ability, right? This is that AoE, puts fear out for 2 turns, does a good amount of damage, he gains taunt, and then he also can get defense up. Now he's going to be able to, let's check out what they've added to this. First of all, if a hero is a teammate, gain defense up. Awesome. So it looks like if you're a hero character with Sully, which is going to be most of the time, they get defense up. That's great for the raids and for the Lava Titan and just general PvP. They also added if target already had fear, inflict or extend offense down. So again, this will be nice. You won't see this a ton in the raids. It'll be a nice little add-on, right? You know, get that Titan down with offense down a little bit more. We're gonna have to see the potency levels of these characters. You know, like for instance, Latsos is guaranteed to inflict fear, and there's still tenacity and potency checks with that. But just like Chunk, fear seems to stick to the raid bosses a little easier. So this could be a new way to kind of get some harmful effects in on the Rock Titan, okay? Now, Special B. So this is a good addition. A lot going on in one ability with the fear and the taunting. Special B, guys, not Boo's Door. This thing actually smacks for some good damage. I can actually move myself over just a little bit so you guys can see. First of all, 4,531 damage. You know, not bad. Not bad for the damage front. And it deals bonus damage depending if the opponent has fear. Now, what they're going to be adding to this now is you're going to be able to, in raids, deal bonus damage per hero and Monster Inc. teammate. We're going to have to see if that's raid bonus damage, like Frozone and Horde King, like that mega damage, or if it's just kind of on top, which is probably what it sounds like. If Mike Wazowski is a teammate, gain crit power up. I mean, come on. That's going to be... You got to love crit power up when it comes to any type of damaging character. Big time ability here, and this should really add up to that. Now, let's take a look at the other ability here. We've got peaks of the job. Perks of the job. Now, Sully, guys, I've always loved Sully. Not in the game, but in Pixar. And it looks like they're going to be giving him a good update here. So, first time an opponent is inflicted with fear each turn, gain shield. For each additional opponent inflicted with fear each turn, chance to gain bonus shield. So, on any opponent being inflicted, this character gains shield. So, it looks like they kind of gave like a light nerf on this because of the way that shield's going to be coming, but also they buffed it at the same time. If this character has shield, gain defense. Now, I don't know if that's a typo. This is the changes that they added. If the character has shield, they gain defense. I don't know if that's defense up. I don't know if that is defense in the stat regards, which if that's the case, you're looking at a tank that's growing over time, becoming a better tank throughout the battles, which won't matter as much in PvP, but a lot within PvE and within the raids, right? And then lastly, that goes back to his basic. They're adding a new ability on Mr. Sully here, passive B, and it is called Scary Feet. Scary Feet, Scary Feet, Scary Feet, as Mike Wazowski would say. Now, when an opponent receives fear, chance to perform the following on that opponent. Deal up to blank damage, inflict stun, gain evasion, And then in raids, deal bonus damage. And if Mike Wazowski is a teammate, he gets tactics. Now, why is this a pretty monster deal? Let's talk about it. First of all, this is going to be great in PvP. Fear spreads out like wildfire. I want to see the cooldown on this. I think that's going to determine the biggest difference. But on top of that, guys, inflicting stun? Is that like an AoE stun you can get out there? I don't know. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. If there's already fear on the board, like if you have Headless Horseman and then you use the big roar that he has, is that going to put stun? But on top of that, you're having a tank gain evasion. That's huge. In raids, deal bonus damage. That's my most exciting part of this whole statement. We know we've seen that kind of vocabulary before on Frozone and on Horn King, my friends, and the big difference there is that you're going to be having yourself a pretty big time damage dealer in Sully if the damage is similar to Frozone's in the same sense. Okay, next up, let's go ahead and talk about Randall. I'm excited to see Sully. I think we need to see Mike Wazowski to see Sully's true potential, but either way, this looks awesome. Okay, next up, we've got Randall. So I first see Sully being great for the Rock and the Lava Titan. I see Randall being awesome for the Ice and the Tornado Titan with his new and improved abilities. Randall was already pretty good. Like, he could work on some teams. Now he's really good, and he's making like people like Big Bad Wolf look not great at all, really. I mean, Big Bad has a place, but Randall just got even better, my friends. So looking at Randall's adjustments, man, he won the lottery here. Like, this is exciting. So first of all, let's go to his basic. If you guys didn't know, he has this basic that can go over and over and continue attacking up to an additional 2 times that you can increase that if the character is affected by stealth. Here we go. Randall's basic moved his chance to repeat the attack onto the base level, increasing the chance from 30 to 40% to a flat 50. So right here, let me move again. I'll move my guy over to the left here myself. This 30% you're seeing is going to go up to a flat 50%. Upgrades that increase the chance to repeat the attack now go from 2 to 4. Awesome, even more basic attack damage. Randall's one of those characters under a DTV lead like Dr. Facilier. It's going to be able to pump out some massive damage. Now, this is what gets exciting. In raids, each hit increases this character's offense until the end of this ability. So once you've used both of these abilities, what you guys are going to see here, you'll be using them quite frequently. You're going to be able to just use this basic attack, and under Dr. Facilier, I think you're looking at a pretty strong basic under Randall, right? Now, Special A, Vanishing Act. Pretty high damage potential. You're looking at about 8,000 once you have him at T8. You can inflict fear for 2 turns, and then you can have a chance to do fear on the adjacent opponents and gain stealth. Now, what did they do? They added to what stealth does for Randall, right? He's all about camouflage. He's all about stealth in the movies, and that's kind of what they changed about him. And so they're going to lower the stealth increase. We got a follow, by the way, just now on Twitch. Join me on Twitch next time you guys see me. Well, hello there, Mr. Mouse City, coming into the video. Sorry about that, guys. So we're filming this live from the update. So stealth is going to be massive on Randall, and I love that. It really speaks to the movie. So what are they doing? First of all, they're going to take this stealth down from 2 to 1 turn because of the introduction to the new passive. We'll get to that. Change percent chance to inflict fear on if this ability defeats someone. So if you defeat somebody with this ability, he's going to go ahead and put fear on the adjacent opponents. If they already have fear, he can inflict vulnerable, which is going to be nice for the guaranteed crit. And then if this move defeats an opponent, this character gains a bonus turn. Now, not so big of a deal, within the raids or anything like that. However, this is going to be definitely nice for PvP. But our next ability with a pretty massive upgrade is a big deal for the raids and what they did. So here we go. Scream Extractor. This has 6 turn cooldown, guys. Usually you could put on a silence. If you took him up to T9, you could have a 2-turn silence, which is monstrous within PvP. And then you also could have reduced the target opponent's speed meter by about 40%. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's right up there with about Esmeralda when you come to, she has 50%, he has 30, up to 40. Now, they've increased the silence duration from base 1 to 2. So, any Randall Boggs can have a 2-turn silence. Massive. Great at getting rid of the twisters, right? On top of that, increase speed meter reduction at base from 30% to 50 and get rid of the upgrades. So 50% damage or turn meter reduction, that immediately makes Randall relevant in the raids, guys. That's a massive reduction, just like Esmeralda, just like those characters that we use on so many teams because of that mass turn meter reduction, right? Now, it doesn't stop there. in raids, gain 3 magic for this ability when you use it, it looks like. So he has a 6-turn cooldown. That's going to go to a 3-turn cooldown. But if this ability defeats an opponent, this character gains a bonus turn, just like the other ability. So why is this important? Well, first of all, when you target a twister, let's say with this, he's going to be another great way to deal with the twisters. When you target a twister, twister's going to die. You get a bonus turn. This will come back in 2 turns, which that means you can kill twisters every 2 turns and just dish out some monster damage with Randall. Like, he's going to really be pumping it and has a new way to get rid of the twisters. Now, on his passive Elite Screamer, or Scarer, he does scream from time to time. This is getting a massive update. He's going to be able to restore up to 30% of health, and that's going to go another 10% per Monsters Inc. character. He's going to be able to heal himself a ton, guys. We're going to have to see how this is all written out by the end of it all, but it also grants bonus tenacity to the character and damage reduction while in stealth. So that's why the stealth went down. Tenacity and damage reduction. He stealthed a lot too, man. I think Randall could be a big-time raid character. This has me excited. We don't even know what Mike Wazowski is going to do to the, to amp them up even more so. But having Randall as premier options now for the raid, for these fear-based teams already, is going to really amp them up. And I think there's a lot of creativity and theory crafting we can do. And it's about time that Monsters Inc. is properly represented. So, a monster update today. Let's go back to the desk. A monster update today, ladies and gentlemen. You guys saw the patch notes. And we're going to definitely get the testing on Twitch right away. That's probably going to be tomorrow. Excited about that. Big time additions with Namarri, Davy Jones, and more. Whew! I'm pumped, man. I'm glad Monsters Inc. is getting the justice it deserves. Should we get more monsters from Monsters Inc? Like, we've got Chunk and Big Baby. Show me the guy with, like, all the multiple eyes and the spikes on the back. Like, I'm okay with getting plenty of monsters. I don't know about you guys. My friends, hopefully you enjoyed this late night video. We got to get the update to the news to you as soon as possible. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for all the latest updates. And until next time, Cozy Club. Stay cozy, my friends.